What's going on, Falcon fan? This your boy Ricondo. Come back at you with another video. So today we're going to talk about an interesting thing that I was just thinking about. When I keep seeing all these teams, everybody always talking about these different teams and things like that. And the question I had on my mind was, why does the Atlanta Falcons not get the national attention like other teams? So we're going to talk about that today. I have my ideas. I would love to hear you guys' idea on the topic as well. So before we get into the topic, you guys go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Please hit the like button. Please hit notification bell so you know when I drop another video. And please hit the share button so my video can go out through the YouTube universe and let other people come in to hear me talk about these Atlanta Falcons. All right, so let's get into the video. Before we talk about my topic today, we're going to talk about a little news that came from our man Steve Weiss. Was giving us a little input on what he's been hearing about the Atlanta Falcons and free agency and how they probably going to try to free up some cap space. I'm not surprised. If you guys go back to my previous videos, I talked about some ideas how they can get that cap space. My last video talked about extending Matt Ryan, and it looks like if they do extend Matt Ryan, it's going to be as a last resort. And like I said, I kind of figured they were kind of leaning that way because he already has 2 years left on his contract, so it's not like he's going to be out the door, you know, soon. He got this year and he got next year on his contract. Not extending him actually allow them to get out the contract next year if they kind of figure out who they're going to their quarterback to be in the future for the succession plan. Remember, these guys are trying to fix for now and for the future. So having Matt Ryan for 2 more seasons, find a succession plan to back him up, kind of makes sense. So, but it's still not off the table. Steve Weiss could be wrong about the whole situation. They could go ahead and extend Matt Ryan like we all thinking they might anyway. But like I said, it's not the only option they had. And the other option that he mentioned was they can extend Grady Jarrett and they can extend Jake Matthews. Like I said, some guys that's a little bit younger that they could see part of that future that they're trying to fix for. He also mentioned trading Calvin Ridley as well. So just think about that. That'll free up $11 million if we free up Calvin Ridley. So all those things going to factor in when they come up to kind of get this cap space. I also mentioned, if you guys remember, I mentioned that they could cut 3 players that can also free up by $8 million. And that was Kendall Sheffield, that was Mike Davis, and that was Tyler Davison. So we talked about that. So if they kind of structure all those guys in, they probably can free up about a little bit over $30 million to for cap space, and then we can actually go in and get some solid free agents. We could potentially bring back Foye Oluokun. We can potentially bring back Cordell Patterson, who definitely want to be here next season. We can go find some extra weapons for Matt Ryan at the receiver core. We can find a running back. We can find some defensive pieces to build our depth. Then we can capitalize on that depth when we go to the draft. So that's what I'm talking about. Like I said, extending Matt Ryan was not the only plan. It kind of gives an idea, though. Like I said, if they're not going to extend him, they're giving themselves out. Don't mean that they can't extend him next year, because if just say he go out and become an MVP this year, i.e. what Aaron Rodgers did, they could give him an extension next year. They still could do that. So I think they want to give themselves that wiggle room. I know it's a $48 million cap, the highest in NFL history, but if the Falcons can figure a way to work out and still be able to get some free agents in here and build a team for the now and the future, hey, that's what we want. All right. So enough about that. Let's get into the topic. Like I said, Steve Weiss. Actually, Steve Weiss, we're going to be kudos to him because talk about the national media, guy who works on NFL Network and, you know, putting the Falcons on on the spotlight there for us. I love that, to see that from somebody that's in the national media actually giving the Falcons some props. All right, because we know we don't get any props, and the question is, why don't we? Why don't we get any props? I mean, think about it. The Dallas Cowboys. Everybody loves Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys always a national game. They always on TV, and since 1995, the Falcons. Since that time, the Falcons have been in 2 Super Bowls, 3 NFC championships, and what have the Cowboys done? Won like 1 or 2 playoff games during that time span. But they still have more national televised TV games. So what is it? What is it? So we know what it is. It's the fan base. It's all about the fan base. All right. The Falcon fan base it's not like the Cowboys fan base. It's totally different. It's totally different. Not all people are like me. And the real Falcon fans that ride and die with this team. That you guys probably watching this are real Falcon fans, but not everybody like us. We got some fair weather fans in this city. You know what I'm saying? So let's just be honest with it. But why? We haven't won anything, and I get it. All right, we haven't won. The Cowboys, I guess their fans can live off their history of their 5 Super Bowls from almost a half a decade ago, but we don't really have anything to go off of. So we never won anything since 1966. The Falcons have not won the championship, so I get it. All right. Also, you can think about that. You know, the state of Georgia is more of a college, high school football field. They got the Georgia Bulldogs. They got the high school teams, and so we more like a college state, sort of like Alabama. So the Falcons could be, you know, falling to being secondary to the Bulldogs. That could be a thought. But in any event, I think it's our fan base. And I get it. Like I said, a lot of the people from Atlanta are not from the city of Atlanta. They it's a melting pot of different people moving to Atlanta because of the opportunities and things like that. So I can definitely see where, you know, people from all over come in and they live in Atlanta, but then their team is where they, you know, where they're from originally. But our homegrown Atlanta Falcon fans, we're trying to build this fan base up. We trying to believe. And see, I'm one of those delusional fans. I'm like one of the Cowboy fans, because like every year, I believe we got a chance to win. If you guys go back to one of my original videos when the season first started, I had the Falcons winning like 12 games. Right? I was looking at the schedule, looking at all the young quarterbacks we was playing, and I had so much high hopes for this team. I just thought we was gonna be in the playoffs. But that's every year, to be honest with you. So probably after Michael Vick left, that 2-year span before we got Matt Ryan, that's probably I was going back to the old days, back in the early 90s, when you actually probably rooted for the 49ers more than you rooted for the Falcons, because, you know, remember the 49ers was in our division. So that's one of the things that I always kind of think about. If you was there, if you was a Falcon fan back in the 90s and you went all the way up to now, like I said, you're a real Falcon fan, because we really never really had a whole lot to cheer for. We really didn't start having back-to-back winning seasons really until Matt Ryan got here. Yes, that's even when Michael Vick was here. We never really had back-to-back winning seasons. Bring to Michael Vick, that could be another reason why our fan base is not as strong as it should be, because we want that excitement here in Atlanta. We want to see all these guys putting on the show and doing that, and I do too. I love the Vick years. I really did. I really think the Vick years actually kind of put after the Dirty Bird portion when we went to the Super Bowl in 1998, and then we was able to get Mike Vick once Arthur Blank bought the team. Those were some good years for us. Michael Vick was the face of the NFL, and I think then we probably did have that national spotlight on us because we had a showstopper, somebody like Michael Vick. And maybe if we get somebody like that again, we could actually start getting that national attention again. But right now we got the boring old Matt Ryan, right? Somebody just go out and just do his job. Just the lunch pail guy, just go out, do his job, do what he do. Boring, no excitement, but that's what we got. So, but if you're a real Falcon fan, it's not about one player. It's not about trying to get the glitz and glamour. It's about trying to put a winning team on the field, and that's what this new regime is trying to do. Try to put a winning team on this field, and we just need to back them as fans. We need to go out there and be those fans that they need to build this team to believe in. We need to fill the stadium up. We need to go out there and cheer for these guys. We need to do what we can do. We need to make that home field advantage for these Atlanta Falcons. So when they come play at the home stadium, because remember, we only win one game at home this year, which is sad. No home field advantage. So we definitely got to try to build on that this year upcoming, which the schedule's not easy. Again, it's a tougher schedule, a way tougher schedule than we had last year. So it's going to be difficult, but we got to be able to try to put some momentum together. And if these guys could build this team up like they sound like they're trying to do, I think we'll be able to do that. So I just want to before I go here, it's a real quick video. I just wanted to throw that out about our national coverage. I do want to say to all the Falcons creator like myself, you guys, we got to keep doing what we doing, because we all we got, right? We all we got. CMB, we all we got. So we put the content out. We talk to each other. We talk to the fans. We bring more people in to root for these guys. And like I said, eventually we'll build a fan base up, because that's a real thing. All right, that's a real thing. If we could, they have to give us something to cheer for. They got to start winning some games. They got to put a winning product on the field. But if we can go out there and support these guys and believe in what they're trying to do, maybe they'll play even harder for us. So, like I said, to all you Falcon content creators, you guys inspire me to get on here to do my thing. To all the fans out there, that's the real Falcon fans, hey, come on in and we can discuss why you guys think that we don't get that much national coverage as we should. But boils down to is we ain't won anything. So maybe if we get a win, you guys will start to believe. All right? So that's all I got. That's your boy Ricondo. Come back at you with another video. Peace.